my pretties. It's the Lion Queen here. So today, I know I haven't done like a really too much of a discussion video since my year review of 2022. And yeah, today I am going to be doing a little discussion video on something called me explaining my history with this one TV show called Supernanny, which most of you guys probably know who Supernanny is. But for those who don't know who Supernanny is, she goes by the name Jo Frost, and she mainly is from the UK. She goes to pretty much every family that needs her help in the UK, as well as some places in the USA. Now, when I actually heard about Supernanny, I think it might have been 2009 or 2010 when I actually discovered Supernanny. And in fact, my brother actually watches that show. And I'm not gonna lie, there's been like a lot of stuff that I got to explain about Supernanny. Now, I'm just gonna state this right now before I continue, is that this is just only my opinion on Supernanny. If you don't like her, that's fine. If you like her, that's fine too, because I respect your opinion. But for those who don't know what Supernanny does, or Jo Frost in this case, we all know she goes to families that need her help, with their kids disobeying, whatever it be them having temper tantrums in public, to them disobeying their parents, and etc. So most of the time, when it came to Supernanny, I honestly don't know really much of what to say, because there's a lot of things I can really say about Supernanny. Some stuff you guys may already know, some of it you guys may not already know about, but I thought, I'd go ahead and, talk about it, because when I actually have heard about Supernanny, it was back when my brother was watching it at the time, and at the time, this is, I believe, it was way back before I even had a YouTube channel, but, I was a young kid at the time, like maybe 11 years old, or 10, when I first heard of Supernanny. My brother actually started watching it on TV, and I don't know what it is really, but he had been watching it for at least a while. So I can't really say when this took place, but I think this was most likely back at my old house, years back. So yeah, I definitely gotta really say, I did have some really interesting things I want to say about Supernanny. Some stuff are messed up, though. That I can definitely say. Some of it is messed up. So, well, this is going to be one hell of a roller coaster, because, yeah. When I was watching Supernanny, I honestly really wasn't really sure if, what she's doing is right. I mean, I know what Supernanny's trying to do is she's trying to help, the parents with their kids on, whatever be temper tantrums or something going on. Like, some of the kids had, like, really bad issues that, what she does when she gets to the house is that she lets the family, do their own thing, like if she wasn't there, so she can inspect the behavior from the kids. So most of the kids are pretty young, like whatever it be, from toddler to, I guess, in their teen years. But very rarely you'd see teenagers in Supernanny. Very rarely you would see teenagers, and very rarely you'd see adult kids. Like the kids of the parents that are adults. Because I remember one episode where they were deaf, both parents are deaf and they can't really hear or talk really great. Sounded like they have Down syndrome or something. They had to use sign language. And all their kids were hearing, but one of them is like 18, and she ends up taking care of the kids, and she becomes, really overwhelmed by, the pressure and overwhelmed by a lot of things that were going on. So, I can't remember what the name of the family was, but that was one of them that kind of really got my mind, is that's how very rare you'd see an 18-year-old woman or man being like a kid of one of the parents looking after the kids. Very rarely you'd see someone age 18 to do that. I mean, if anyone can, let me know what episode or what name of the family was that, let me know in the comments below, because I personally would like to know, because I can't remember some names. I mean, there's a lot of episodes of Supernanny I've watched, but most of them I just can't really remember or pinpoint too much on, what episode it's from or what the name of the family is. But here's the thing. Supernanny has done a lot of episodes. Like, the Supernanny show became really on public, and a lot of people start watching it, and some people even don't consider having kids because of the stuff that their kids are doing. I mean, that's not always the case for everybody, because everybody's different, friends. So there's that. When I actually have seen this episode, I honestly didn't really know what to think, with most of the Supernanny episodes, but when I actually have watched it more, I mean, you could watch full episodes of it on YouTube, and it's there. And it's a TV series. There is a US Supernanny one, and then there's one in the UK. Now, the one in UK is a bit different, but you'll get where I'm coming from with all of this. So, Supernanny's real name is Jo Frost, which, I mean, she does give out some advice and parenting, lessons and that, which I will say this right now. I mean, Jo Frost does know how to use criticism with the parents in a respectful manner. Yes, I will say right now that she can be blunt and honest with most of them, like whatever it be, talking to the parents or talking to the kids. She has gotten a bit strict with them a couple times. Like, I do remember she had gotten strict with some parents, in the past, and even some kids too. Even some kids, she has gotten strict with them too. So, but I also do remember the one episode my brother likes a lot was the Newton family, where Kobe has like a meltdown and all that. I mean, the way he has a meltdown over being told what he cannot do or something, and he has like a meltdown over it. It's honestly really something that, no parent wants to deal with, which is, a kid not listening. I mean, there is a couple instances where the kids were actually hitting their parents, and I honestly say that behavior is really unacceptable of the kids. I mean, I don't know why they get those so violent, but, and actually, I do know for a fact that, Supernanny actually dealt with, kids that were having problems, like if they were cussing, which some of the episodes do have cussing from the kids, but they censor it out, just so then that way, nobody has to hear the full word, because it's actually, because since it's actually, family friendly, most of the time they pretty much, censor out the cuss word, whatever it be, a parent saying the F word or the S word or whatever, or one of the kids cussing. I mean, yeah, I understand why they censor it out, because, nobody wants to hear a child saying the F word or anything like that. I mean, I do use the F word, and I do cuss sometimes, too. I'm not gonna lie. I do cuss every now and then, but I try my best to watch my language. But if it's like in a story and I say the F word, I don't use the F word too much in my vids, but sometimes I do, depending on what video I'm making. But with Supernanny, on the other hand, they pretty much bleep out this cuss word, just so then that way they don't, And just so that way, nobody has to hear the word, because it's a family-friendly TV program. Now, after Supernanny observes the family's behavior with the kids and all, and even observes the parents on how they do his discipline. Like, it could be whatever they're doing wrong is not working, or whatever they're doing, they're not doing their job, or whatever. Supernanny eventually steps in the next time and decides to come up with solutions. Like, for example, if a child's being a picky eater, or they need a proper timeout, etc. Supernanny does come up with some ways, so then that way the parents and the kids can acknowledge, and the relationships and etc. would be much easier, but it will also be much better not only for the kids, but for the parents as well. And some of the parents don't really... Here's the dumb thing I find, is that some of the parents don't take action when a child disobeys. Like, whatever it be, a child, disobeying something, and then they end up, having to go find that out or something. Or whenever a child, has, broke something in the house, and the parents just don't take, action. I actually do remember one episode, I believe it's a UK one or something, I can't remember. But this is the one where the family is moving like every few months or something. But their sons played with machetes. I'm not joking. You guys can go watch the episode. I believe it's online. You guys can watch it. But it's just really messed up that the parents are allowing their kids to play with the machetes. It's just really, it's really messed up. And that's actually a bad example of parenting is, you're letting your kids play with, something as dangerous as a machete. It's just really messed up, to be honest. So, I honestly gotta really say, I was shocked when I saw that episode. And I believe that episode did have a lot of controversy. So, there's definitely that. I do believe that there was some controversy with that episode. I'm pretty sure. But maybe somebody can let me know in the comments section, because I personally want to hear what you guys think. But yeah, most of you guys probably remember, that was actually one of the worst Supernanny episodes, was two boys playing with machetes. Playing with, dangerous machetes like that, yeah. I would never allow my kids to play with anything that dangerous, because, not only they could get hurt, but they could hurt somebody or something. It's just not really right. The one thing I'm going to really say is that when Supernanny criticizes, she actually uses criticism in a respectful manner, not using it as an excuse shield for the parents on their parenting. She was being blunt and honest about the situation with the kids. And she even criticizes too. But she knows how to do these things, and I don't know, I don't think she's ever had kids or anything, but she's got pretty much experience with kids, so I can understand, if any parent, were to go through any of this. Some of Supernanny's advices are pretty good, though. Some of them are actually pretty good, like having one spot being a naughty spot for kids if they're disobeying, taking away something when they want it or something. And even though there was this one episode of Supernanny where the girl Megan, has her bitch fit moments. I remember that episode where she has like a bitch fit moments over whatever the parents do and she doesn't get her way or something. Yeah, that's another messed up episode of Supernanny, but most of these episodes are pretty messed up. And very rarely, some of the kids actually either, get upset or have a meltdown for a while that whatever they don't want, or if they are not getting their way, they have a meltdown over it because they're not getting their way. And even if the parents say no or whatever, even the grandparents or something, there was a few instances where the grandparents are being in charge of the kids, and the mom or dad is not really doing anything about it. Like, I remember one episode, I can't remember what episode it was called, but it did involve two boys, Jordan and Jalen. or Jaden. I think that's what the other kid's name is. They ended up doing some, they end up giving the grandparents a hard time, but the mom does not do anything. She just sits around and does whatever she wanted. And I mean, that kind of gives me, the impression to, whenever I do have kids of my own someday, to stand up and, not do what the mom does, ignoring her kids and grandparents, and not let just the grandparents handle it, but step up as well. I mean, it's personally just something that, parents need to work on, but most of the episode when Supernanny does her teachings to the kids and that of how they can make, everything work much better, or that, she does give out, some stuff. Sometimes she has the kids get awards every time she does stuff, like whatever it be, listening to mom or dad or grandparents, etc. I mean, I remember there was this one episode where the kid Noah was getting picked on by his dad because his dad actually dragged him up the stairs. And I mean, that's kind of a little bit abusive behavior from the dad. I mean, that's just the dad being an asshole. I mean, not really being too much of an asshole, but, you gotta get what I mean by that. Especially if you watch Supernanny for a long time, you probably will know. But when it comes to Supernanny, I honestly really do know for a fact that sometimes some of the stuff that the parents do, some discipline the parents do, such as spanking and that, it does not work. And spanking doesn't really work or anything. It just probably pretty much adds fuel to the fire. So it honestly just really gives a bad example. I mean, some of the parents that they do stuff in here to discipline their kids, some of it does not work out very well. And most of it also, sometimes the parents do get more aggressive with their kids. And Supernanny does criticize them for their discipline and ways of it. So I definitely do know for a fact that while Supernanny can put out criticism for parents and that, she does provide helpful tips for parents, especially if they're having issues with their child over something. So there is that. I also do know for a fact that if anybody wants to know, can you watch full episodes of Supernanny? You can watch full episodes of it on YouTube. There is a lot of full episodes of it on YouTube. The UK and the US episodes, so you guys can go watch them. So there's definitely an area where you can, I'm pretty sure there is a playlist if I'm not mistaken. So with that being the case and with that being said, I still find that, Supernanny, while she can be blunt and honest with criticism, she does provide pretty good reasons for the parents and that on why are they not doing what they're doing or something. It's one thing I can definitely say right now that Supernanny, he does give out criticism as well to the parents. Sometimes she criticizes the kids' behavior depending on, what it is. Like, I mean, I remember she criticized one child who was having a meltdown or something, and she said, oh, I want you to go do this, or this is not acceptable, you need to start acting your age, etc., etc., etc. Pretty messed up at times, the way how Supernanny gives out criticism, but she does know how to use it respectively towards the kids, and even put out some pretty good points, even for parents and kids. Now, I mean, when it comes to Supernanny, I mean, some of the stuff that the parents do is just not right. Like, whatever it be, letting the boys play with machetes, especially with one episode, or just letting the kids get away with whatever they want is another thing. So I definitely gotta really say it's a pretty messed up episode. Some episodes are messed up in that, but I still thought it was pretty neat for what it is. Like, for the way Supernanny does teach the kids on, and parents, and criticizes them for their parenting. So, I mean, some episodes of this involves either single moms or single dads, etc. So I definitely do know for a fact there is a couple episodes of it Just can't really exactly remember the names or anything, but if you guys want to comment and let me know in the comments section, feel free to do so. So, I guess with that being the case and with that being said, I'm going to sit here and just say that this is just my own opinion. And if you happen to disagree with me and you don't like Supernanny, that's fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions in regards to these TV shows and stuff, because I respect your opinions. I've got nothing against you guys. If you like this show or if you don't like it, that's fine. If you also have some stuff on Supernanny you would like to let me know in the comments below, because if you guys actually have something that you want to say about Supernanny that I didn't know, you feel free to do so. I mean, I've got nothing against you guys, so there's definitely that. So, with that being the case and that being said, it's a pretty good way that Supernanny does use her criticism for the parents and that in a respectful manner and all. So, there's that. But like I always say, this is just my own personal opinion, and if you happen to disagree with me, that's perfectly fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions in regards to these, these TV shows, and if you happen to disagree with me, that's fine too. So anyways, I guess with that being said, I've been going on for at least, 20 minutes, 21 minutes, so I would like to hear what you guys think of Supernanny. Do you like her? Do you not? Do you like the show? If there's anything you guys want to discuss in the comment section that I did not point out, feel free to let me know in the comments below, because I personally would like to know. So anyways, with that being the case, with that being said, what did you guys personally think? And anyways, leave me your thoughts in the comments below. I'm the Lion Queen. I want to thank you so much for watching today's episode. And if you're new to my channel, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications to when I upload, so that way you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, please roll the outro, because I'm out.